This is a three-dimensional 12-pointed omega star, one of the sacred geometries. Perfect geometrical shapes and patterns believed to be one of the building blocks of the universe. I can fold this with my eyes closed, but I'll show you that later. Hello, my name is Master Xenagogue, capoeira fire performer, metaphysical philosopher poet. Today's another day I get a chance to recite you my poetry. Formula, time and space. What is a word and what it does it means to me? Does it mean to somebody else? What do I mean to somebody else? Words are these individual things that we learned while growing up. With each individual word has individual meaning. Only when used as mathematical equations that there are formulas. Everything is manipulated, predetermined fate. Manipulated as in something affects it to be, fate as in inevitably meant to be. Everything happens for a reason. A reason only leads to more reasons. Infinite questions that lead to infinite answers that are all beyond us. Our senses do not allow us to perceive it all. In a sense, we only exist within our individual perceptions within an illusion. Although our fates are set in stone, it appears the effect that we have that it creates. The reality that you manipulate, you manifest. So make sure the contribution that you make that you might not see is the way that you would make it so that things are meant to be. The individual kinetic charge of the individual segment of yourself cannot be replaced by anything. Your individual contribution of manipulated fate is solitarily your own. The universe that we exist within is one collective consciousness as a formula of infinite energy, a formula that repeats itself infinitely, perfectly, astrologically in increments, a formula of life forms depending on life forms for existence. As an example, weirder life forms count amounts of lower life forms dependent on our existence, such as cells and bacteria. Similar and relative to its nature, yet so much more beyond its complexity, which is the bacteria that depends on its planet as a cell that belongs to something greater than it. And when we die, the materials that make up of our physical beings, our bodies, break down and diffuse into the rest of the collective existence to provide resources for other forms of life, and our consciousness, or non-physical beings, are drawn back to the one collective consciousness to assimilate the knowledge that we acquired within the amount of time that we were given. And then eventually the kinetic charge of energy that was our consciousness is broken down and relaundered through a lot of existence, not just physical beings. And just as existence has always repeated itself in patterns, the higher being that our planet is a cell to is also dying. When its time comes, it too will break down to its greater collective. In the beginning, we all come from one. In the end, we all return to one. In a sense, we are all one, and one is all. The one collective consciousness as the formula that we exist within is just a formula of two components. One is time, and the other is space. Time is the ever-flowing kinetic charge of energy that fuels, and space is the area and the matter of molecules that is the result of. The realities that we all perceive, to individually perceive, is just a manipulated predetermined fate of this formula of time and space.